Hello, thought I was overdue an update. It's Thursday. Yeah, it's definitely Thursday. I still got a bit of jet lag. I'm still exhausted. But parents are well because I'm able to speak to them every day. There is still I say still no power. There won't be any power. Like the island of Carriacou won't have full power. That means every house, every business won't have full power for about 3 to 4 months, which is crazy. I mean, could you imagine not having power for 3 to 4 months? As I said before, my parents are charging their phones in my dad's car, which is how they're obviously able to speak to us. They had to, well, not they established, I say temporary, cell site masts so people can use their mobile phones. Because the thing about Carriacou is, it's a small island. It's part of Grenada. So Grenada's made up of 3 islands: Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Carriacou is 13 square miles. There are just under 10,000 people living on the island. So it's not a massive island. It's not big. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a big island. And electricity, power, it's not like in the UK, everything's underground. Everything it's this big, massive, I say telephone post, electrical post, big, massive post. Electricity, telephones run overhead. The telephones are connected through the internet. So you can imagine you have no power, you have no internet, you don't even have a landline. So that's also a problem as well. So I said 3 to 4 months before power's connected. The reason why this Hurricane Beryl, was so unusual is because even though technically hurricane season starts in June, it runs from June to November. You very, very rarely see activity at the start of the season. You'll see a tropical storm here or there in the Atlantic Ocean, but you'll never see a Category 4 hurricane, which is why it was so unusual. And Hurricane Beryl, it made a beeline for Carriacou and the Grenadines, and the entire infrastructure of Carriacou, I say, is gone. The petrol station's still there, thank God. The petrol station's still there. But can you imagine, all the little shops you would have gone to, the banks are gone, the insurance place is gone, the entire infrastructure has disappeared. So to get cash, my parents at some point are going to have to get on a boat, or not the plane, but get on the boat, go to the mainland in order to go to the banks. The insurance process, if people have taken out insurance, is going to be a long process because you have to contact the insurance company. You then need to get someone to come out and assess the property. And it's not as if though that one person was suffered. It's a whole island. It's 9,600 people suffered. So, getting someone to come out and assess all those properties is going to be a long task. Then you're going to have to go through the process of insurance. So it is time consuming. And within that time, you have no power. So that is the reality of living on an island that has no infrastructure, that has no power. And because you have no power, it's really practical things like talking to my mum and my dad. If you cook dinner and you cook too much, you leave it in the fridge and you have leftovers. You can't have any leftovers because you've got nowhere to store the leftovers. So you have to eat everything on the same day because there's nowhere to store it. It's all these little things that we just take for granted. And then I was talking to my dad about how long it would take to repair a roof. And I mean, I've seen it done. I've been out there. I've seen them build houses, and they build houses well. And the new styles of roofs are much more hurricane resistant. So my dad said it'll probably take about 2 weeks, maybe, to replace the roof. And then we're talking replace from scratch. You're not about replacing a couple of tiles. You have to rebuild the whole thing from scratch. And then we have to install windows and all that sort of thing. But again, it may take 2 weeks. but you need the manpower because you're not the only one. So they're all fine. They are fine. They are well as can be. We are still raising money to replace my parents' roof. I can't remember what the figure was when I checked this morning. It's over half. It's over half. We have a target of £10,000, even though I know, because I spoke to my dad after I set up the GoFundMe, that he's estimated it's going to cost about £50,000, which is about 150,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars to replace the roof. Because I said it's not just replacing a couple of tiles, you're rebuilding an entire roof from scratch. And obviously it varies on the size of your house and size of your properties, but that's the reality. So the GoFundMe is still going. Feel free to share, donate if you can. As I said, every donation, whether it's small, whether it's large, it's really appreciated. Because as I said, if you told me not last week, if you told me 2 weeks ago that I would be in this position, that my family would be in this position, that all families in Carriacou and also Union Island, which is part of the Grenadines, St Vincent and the Grenadines, would be in this position, and Petite Martinique, and also the northern part of Grenada, St Patrick's, where my mum is from, was affected by Hurricane Beryl. If you told me that any of us would be in this position, I would have said you were lying, but this is where we are. Anyway, this video was not meant to be 6 minutes and 24 seconds, but it is. So it will be probably be in 4 parts on that site, formerly known as X or Twitter. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, that's all. Have a great day. Bye.